Hi everyone, welcome back to our guest week on HGTV Handmade. Today we are talking about a very popular question from all of you guys, and it is our top 3 craft supplies that each of us could never live without. Today joining me we have Meg and Julia, as well as Debbie from Debbie's Design Diary. Hey everyone.
Hi everyone. Hey.
So Julia, what are your top 3 craft supplies?
Well, it was really hard to narrow it down to just 3, but I would have to say pliers, scissors, and a power drill.
Power drill?
Good call.
Really?
Yes, I think everyone should own a power drill. They're essential for so many different home decor projects, and I think a lot of people can get really intimidated by them, especially girls, but I think every girl should own a power drill.
Absolutely, you gotta get your hands in there, and it's empowering. You know, you can do
I
anything.
remember the first power drill. My dad was showing me how to use it, and I was so scared. But then once I got it, it was like, what can I drill?
Exactly.
I went around the house, just like looking for things.
Poking holes
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, exactly. My dad taught me how to use a power drill too, and now I'm a pro.
Yeah.
And scissors are like the backbone of all DIY. Like, I mean, what would we do
Exactly.
without scissors? How many scissors do you guys think that you have?
Oh, way too many.
Probably 20, 25, and 80% of them are ruined.
Yes.
Because I've misused them and abused them.
Yeah.
Left them outside and they get rusty.
You definitely need different pairs of scissors for different types of projects. One for duct tape, one for fabric, one for paper. It gets confusing.
One like utilitarian for a little galvanized wire, because it will do nicks on your scissors, and then you try to cut fabric, and not so much.
And isn't paper supposed to really dull scissors? Isn't there supposed to be one pair designated just for paper?
Totally. I have something like that. I just need to label them. But then it's like really just giving into the OCD, isn't it? Just letting it win. Letting it win.
I have so many scissors I have ruined from duct tape, but like all through high school it was just one after the other.
Yeah.
And I chose pliers as my third tool because I do a lot of jewelry making, especially with wire, and it's so essential.
Yeah, it's invaluable when you're working with wire. Like nothing else does that properly.
Exactly.
So Debbie, what are your 3 craft tools that you could never live without?
My top 3 craft supplies are paint and glue and just funky old roadside treasure. The last one is my favorite. I just feel like every project needs to have some funk factor, something just rusty and crusty and old, and I love mixing the old with the new. And paint, you can transform anything with paint, and glue, that is what I used before I learned to use my power drill. So you can use glue to replace almost anything, at least for a little while.
Absolutely. I love your third option, like the funk factor of an upcycled piece or a crusty old flea market find. That's a fantastic idea because it already has a certain look and vibe and maybe an influence from a different era, and that just makes a project, more interesting and layered and stuff. So that's a fantastic third tool.
It really is. When I first started DIYing, I didn't have a budget to go buy new things.
Same here.
And now that I do, I go back to it because it does add such a great element. Yeah.
So your last supply that you mentioned was glue, and I am totally with you there. Adhesives are kind of my favorite thing.
Totally. I'm a glue snob. You have specific glues for specific things, and I have made giant things with glue, and people can't believe that they don't fall apart.
Well, once
There's
you know
some
what,
great glues out there.
what types of glues go with different materials, it really works.
Yeah. I made a starburst mirror like 5 years ago using hot glue, and it's survived a move. It survived moving onto different like walls, and I mean, it's held up incredibly well. I mean, since mid-century. I mean, it's fantastic. Glue is my boo.
Really keeps it all together.
Glue, it really just pulls the whole thing together.
Have you guys ever accidentally left a bottle of really toxic super glue open and just like ruined a room for a few days? Because I have definitely done that.
No, Karen, none of us have done that.
So Meg, it's your turn. What are your top 3 craft supplies?
It really is like Sophie's Choice, because don't we love all of our supplies? But I'm with you on glue. I could do nothing without Andy, get your glue gun. I'm with you on scissors, they're the backbone of projects. I cannot tear my projects. But the third one is my sewing machine, because I can use that with paper, with fabric, with all kinds of things. I love my sewing machine.
The sewing machine is one tool I don't own. My mom has one, and she won't let me borrow it. And I needed one for a video, and she gave me this $5 sewing machine toy that she got at a yard sale. And I'm sewing with it in my video. And people are making comments like, really? Your mom wouldn't like it? But
We need to get you a sewing
it's a
machine.
little intimidating, sewing machines, for some reason. I can handle the power drill, but the sewing machine, yikes.
That's
Scared
why
of
I
it.
think if you get one, and then the trick is learning how to thread it. Once you know how to thread your sewing machine, then you're good to go. But I think it just, people get really intimidated because there are lots of little levers and crooks and crannies and things. Once you know that, and then there's one tip that helps with everything with sewing machines. So there's a top layer and a bottom layer of thread. If the top layer looks wonky, then the tension on the bobbin is messed up. If the bottom layer of thread looks wonky, then the tension is messed up top. That changed my sewing game. So put that in your file.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna have to get a sewing machine now. You convinced me.
Yeah.
So we've talked about all of your favorite craft supplies, but now mine. Of course, I have to go with the hot glue gun. I could never live without the hot glue gun. But then my other two are actually an X-Acto knife and a straight edge. Because I make a lot of like cards and paper crafts, and you know, once you get that exactly straight edge, it makes it look way more professional.
It's a beautiful thing.
Totally, even small scissors will give a little divot or crease in the cut for paper, and if you want a really intricate paper cut design, you've got to get it with that straight edge. My challenge is my hand always cramps up. Do you have any tips for that?
Mostly just when I got an X-Acto knife with a hand grip on it, like that completely went away.
Bingo.
Hand grip.
Gonna need to upgrade
With
my
like a
straight
little
edge.
rubber grip. Like the metal ones in college, I'd be up like X-Acto like all night long, and the next day my hand would just be dead.
Yeah.
But
It's like a claw.
so that wraps up our episode on our top 3 craft supplies we could never live without. Thank you everyone for being here, especially Debbie from Debbie's Design Diary. Make sure you go check it out. Her DIY videos are awesome. And make sure you stay tuned tomorrow when we have another collab video with the one and only Mr. Kate. We will see all of you then. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.